Welcome to a Geek.Farm.Life video extra. It's coming up to the middle of September. Garden's looking a little rough. Why don't you come on a tour with me through the garden? We'll do some harvesting in a few minutes. That's why I saw the little paring knife out there. Come inside, and unfortunately the garden has a ton of weeds in it, and it's very rough. But nonetheless, we do have a few things around here. This is our Swiss chard. Misty harvested it last weekend, and it'll probably be, maybe a few more days, and we'll harvest some more leaves off of it. You can see the new bright green shoots coming off. And that's our Swiss chard, all yellow Swiss chard this year. If we come over here, you can see a few remnants. This is where we are growing our beets. They were harvested a couple weeks ago, except for a few plants that were left behind. And we're hoping we'll just get a few more beets that we can eat fresh. There should be another one right about in there. There we go, there's another one. There's another one of our beets. A little bit rough shape. But maybe, just maybe, we'll get a few that we can eat fresh. Here's where we had all our beets this year. If I turn around here, we'll have our green beans, and they're still growing like crazy. So they're doing well. You can see the flowers. They have really pretty flowers on them. There's our flowers for our green beans. And there's green beans in here. If we have a look, there's one right there. And this year we're doing Cherokee Trail of Tears for the majority of our green beans. If I look around, I wonder if I can see any ones that dry. As they dry, there's one. Let me just move over here. They turn bright red. A little hard to see. Maybe I'll flip a switch here. There you go. You can sort of see the color of how red they get when they start to dry, which makes them easier to find when they're dry. Most of them we eat fresh, but we're going to let some go to seed, or let some grow and dry out so we can have some dried beans for the wintertime. And earlier this year, I know we talked about growing basil in the greenhouse. And there's one of our plants, one of our basil plants that we transplanted out here. It's trying to go to seed a bit, and it's pretty crowded, so it's pretty small. But overall, it's a little bit of basil in the garden. So if we walk along here, we'll get to our squash section. It's looking a little rough, because I haven't been spraying it as diligently as I should be. You can see some of the leaves here getting into a little bit of rough shape. Some of it happens as they get older. Some of it occurs due to some disease. We had some big problems with squash vine borers out here, and we also have problems with squash bugs and a disease they spread called yellow squash wilt. So let's go back out here. So here's our whole squashes. They go all the way through here. And then we have another squash vine, mostly delicata, that grow through here. And I'll take a little step around. You can see our delicata sort of been taken over by weeds, but it's done okay. You can see our squash down here on the ground, all just waiting to get harvested. It's about time to harvest some of them. I think they're in okay condition. Oh, this one's obviously not. This one started to rot. There we go. I'll have to come through here, and we've been very wet, so some of the ones that came ready early have obviously started to rot on me. I'll kind of have to come and bring them in. So we'll just spin around here a bit and head back down the garden. We turn around here, we can see our broccoli, or what's left of it anyways. We harvested the main heads and let it branch out. We've been harvesting little guys, little side shoots. There's one right there. We've been harvesting those side shoots, and we've actually put a lot aside just for side shoots. This used to be a whole row all along here. but there's only a few plants left that we've kept, and the rest of it's all gone to weeds. Our cabbage is right here. It's been harvested. I left some of the plants in the ground just to add some cover and reduce some of the weeds down. As you see, they all formed little heads. Let's work our way down some more. And this is the end of our tomatoes. Right here you can see most of the cages have been knocked over just to get so heavy, and they bend all the cages over. We still have lots of good tomatoes to harvest. We had some excellent luck with these ones. Zoom in a bit here, try to find a nice looking one. It's starting to get eaten up a bit. These are ones that grew a little too old as it was. And they're a yellow tomato, pink something or other. They have some pink striping on the inside of them. They're really tasty and good. And these are this one right here. That's what we're using as a paste type tomato. It's very pasty on the inside. Makes for some very good sauce. And we'll come down a bit more. And this we actually weeded recently because it's doing well. These are all our eggplants, which better start producing soon because there isn't much time left in the season. They're all going to get frozen. As you can see, this is a more important part of our garden at the moment. Now, the squashes tend to do fairly well on their own, even if they have a little bit of weed load. So you can see there's a eggplant working away. This guy right here's got some little green ones. They might even be ready to pick. I don't know if they get much bigger than this. And we also got our peppers down here. They've been sort of bending over some of the cages as well. There we go, there's a better shot of our green peppers. Lots of green peppers this year. Lots of sweet green peppers, which is really nice. We haven't had good luck with green peppers in the past. So this has been a good year. You can see the ones on this pepper plant here, which is bent over. This guy's pointing out at us. And we'll come down a bit further. Oops, I'm going to come in here. And here are our Brussels sprouts. I'm going to come down and pick most of these today. Here we go, here's a good looking plant. As you can hear, you might be able to hear some of the mosquitoes out here. It's gone insane. Anyways, here's our Brussels sprout. It starts off a big stocky plant. Obviously I've taken some of the little guys off of this plant. It grows up, and here's your Brussels sprouts growing along the plant. And we've had really good luck with these this year, except for the fact that I haven't sprayed them diligently enough, and we've lost some to some boring bugs that have bored in. But I'm going to harvest these guys all today. You can see that we have some leaf-eating bugs as well. And back behind here, we lost all these guys, at least most of them, to a bug that bored into the vine and just ate into the bottom. These are our purple cauliflowers. They were doing really well, really huge plants. You can see they're not doing so good at the moment. We lost most of them. I just haven't had time to take care of them as well as I should have. That's one of the reasons we're cutting back. And let me just walk back out here again, and I'll show you where our potatoes were. They're all down and been taken over by weeds. Then we're going to come harvest these in a week and a half, 2 weeks time. You can see I've been harvesting here a bit. Potato fork. And all this area of weeds here to the end of the garden. The garden's not too far away. Just the end of the garden. But all this area here, where you see all the weeds, let me hold this up a bit here. This is all potatoes in here. And I've just got to go dig them up. It's amazing how fast weeds can take over. I'll spin back around and have a look at the garden. That's all it is. It's all looking pretty horrible right now, because it's the end of the season. But if it were a little earlier on, it would look a lot better. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed the video extra for this week. And you'll listen to the rest of the show online, which you can find at Geek.Farm.Life.com if you want more.